Here's how to know if your metabolism has flipped into fat burning mode. These signs show up way before the scale moves. And once you notice them, you can let out a sigh of relief because you'll no longer be so fixated on the scale. You can trust that fat loss is coming. You're on the right track. I'm Kait, a nutritionist who helps people balance their blood sugar, reverse insulin resistance, and lose weight without restrictive diets or metabolic stress. If you've watched my videos on physical signs of insulin resistance or the 100-gram protein rule, you already know I focus on simple strategies that work, not on hot trends. Hopefully today's video is going to help you to feel reassured because these signs, they can show up quietly. A lot of people miss them completely. Before we begin, there's one quick thing I want to mention. Weight loss, it's not linear. And that's why weighing yourself every day can be counterproductive. But even if the scale hasn't moved yet, you've probably noticed some of the weird signs we're going to talk about in today's video. These will show up if you've started to burn fat, even if the scale hasn't moved. This one is a pretty strange sign, but it's very real. When your body shifts from using mostly glucose to tapping into stored fat, the byproducts of fat metabolism change the composition of your sweat. You might notice that your sweat smells a little bit more acidic, slightly stronger, or simply different than usual. It's not bad hygiene, and this isn't permanent. It's your body releasing fatty acids and ketone byproducts through the skin, especially if you're working out more, walking daily, or eating lower carb. Most people notice this within the first few weeks of their insulin sensitivity improving, but as your body adjusts, things go back to normal. It's a little bit weird and maybe a bit off-putting, but it's a good sign you're headed in the right direction. Now this one doesn't mean weight loss just yet, but it does mean there's been a reduction in inflammation. One of the first things that improves when insulin drops is water retention. Insulin tells the kidneys to hold on to sodium. When insulin comes down, you start flushing out retained water. And because of that, elastic waistbands are going to leave softer marks, or maybe even none at all. Your midsection might feel a little bit less puffy. Your clothes feel smoother and more comfortable on your skin. No dramatic before and after photos. Just a subtle shift that tells you inflammation is dropping. And a reduction in inflammation is a green light that your body is starting to release your stored fat. Facial changes show up earlier than body changes. This is because your face stores more fluid than fat. People often notice that their jawline looks sharper, their cheeks feel less full, their eyes less swollen in the morning. This is a classic early sign of lower inflammation and lower insulin. Your face is one of the first places that your body starts showing metabolic improvements. When your body is stuck in burning glucose for energy, hunger can feel overwhelming. You eat your meal, your blood sugar spikes, and then it crashes. You crave more, you get irritable, and your body panics. You genuinely feel like you need food urgently. Being hangry is not a personality trait, although a lot of people make it one. It's a sign of metabolic inflexibility. When you start burning fat for fuel, your hunger becomes more stable and more predictable. This is one of the biggest signs that your insulin is coming down and that your body is getting used to burning fat more efficiently. Now, before we get into the final few signs, I quickly want to tell you about a way that you can see if your body is burning fat or glucose in real time. And that's by using SciBio's KS1 continuous ketone monitor. This device can tell you if your body has finally learned how to tap into your stored fat. It lets you see the shift between burning glucose for energy and burning fat in real time. You do not need to be in deep ketosis to burn fat. You just need metabolic flexibility. And a continuous ketone monitor can show you the moment that your fuel source changes. It's a simple wearable device and gives you instant feedback so you can see what meals, what habits, and what routines help you stay in a fat-burning state longer, and which foods and habits might be working against you. I will link the KS1 in the description box down below if you want to check it out, and make sure to use code KAIT15 at checkout for a little discount. Now let's get into the rest of the list. This one surprises people. When you start burning more fat, your cardiovascular system becomes more efficient. Your legs store and use glycogen more efficiently. Your inflammation drops and your recovery improves. So everyday tasks like walking up the stairs feel lighter. They feel easier. Your body feels lighter, even if you haven't lost a significant amount of fat yet. Your breathing will feel more controlled. This isn't random. This is your metabolism repairing. This one is huge because if you're someone who frequently wakes up during the night, blood sugar swings are often the cause. Your blood sugar is crashing at 1 a.m. and this causes a cortisol spike, a stress response. But when your metabolism stabilizes and you start burning fat at night instead of relying on glucose, your energy supply becomes steady, your blood sugar stays stable, and sleep becomes deeper and uninterrupted. Again, this isn't random. It's not a coincidence that you're sleeping better. It's a sign that your body is burning fat more efficiently and you're having fewer blood sugar and insulin swings. Now, this one might seem obvious, but for a lot of people it's not. Your resting heart rate doesn't only go down when you become more fit. You don't need to be a runner, you don't need to be doing cardio in order for your resting heart rate to lower. When insulin resistance is high, your sympathetic nervous system stays switched on. Your body is in a mild state of stress all the time. And this can cause your resting heart rate to be elevated and your heart rate variability to be lower. Your system is working harder than it should. But as your metabolism becomes more flexible, as your body starts being able to access that fat, your nervous system calms down. Your heart doesn't have to pump as fast. Your oxygen use becomes more efficient and your resting heart rate drops by a few beats. Now, if you track it with a wearable, if you wear Whoop, if you wear Aura, you can see this data. And again, this is another sign that you're headed in the right direction and fat loss will come. Now, this one is a little bit different than not getting hangry. This is when your hunger actually makes sense. You get hungry at regular intervals, not random spikes. You don't feel desperate for meals. You don't feel shaky. You don't feel panicked. Your hunger patterns start to follow a predictable rhythm. And this is because when you eat at the same time every day, hunger hormones are released in anticipation. But when you have poor metabolic flexibility, these hunger hormones get thrown a little bit out of whack. So if your hunger becomes more predictable, this is a really good sign. This one surprises some people, but it actually makes perfect sense. When your metabolism relies mostly on glucose, your post-workout recovery is slower because inflammation is higher. Muscle soreness lingers, and energy crashes feel heavier. But once fat oxidation increases, your recovery improves dramatically, your inflammation comes down, and your sleep gets deeper. Your muscles repair faster. It's not just that your workouts are getting easier, it's that your metabolism is finally able to fuel and repair correctly. And finally, number 10 is another one that's a little bit unexpected, and it can be very subtle. People often assume that this is associated with hormones, but it's actually thermogenesis, the heat produced when your body burns fat. Fat is a slow-burning fuel, and it produces more heat than glucose. So when your body switches into fat oxidation, especially overnight, you end up running warmer. It's a subtle but powerful sign that you're headed in the right direction, that your body is getting used to burning fat more efficiently. When people say they feel different before they look different, this is what they're referring to. Their sweat smells different, they feel less puffy, they don't have hanger anymore, and climbing stairs is easier. These are early signs that your fat loss has begun, that your insulin is lowering, and that your metabolic flexibility is improving. The scale might not be moving yet, but you're headed in the right direction. Now, before we wrap up, let's quickly recap the 10 weird signs that your body is burning fat. Number 1, your sweat smells different. Number 2, you get fewer waistband marks. Number 3, your face looks less round. Number 4, you stop getting hangry. Number 5, walking upstairs feels easier. Number 6, you stop waking up during the night. Number 7, your resting heart rate drops. Number 8, your appetite becomes predictable. Number 9, you recover faster from workouts. And number 10, you run warmer at night. These subtle signs can tell you more than your scale can. Trust the process. Fat loss will come. And if you want to know exactly when your body has made the switch into burning fat and what foods and habits are impacting your fat burning, make sure to check out SciBio and their KS1 continuous ketone monitor. I'll put that link in the description box down below. And if you want to get deeper into metabolic health, check out my video on how to reverse insulin resistance in 2026. You're going to love it because it connects perfectly with the signs we spoke about today.